What do you know, kid? Decisions like that should be made by president, and it's me. You should know who you are. Don't misunderstand your position. You should be fired, but there's a store that's short on staff, so it's convenient. Starting tomorrow, you'll be working there. Take this time to reflect on how you defied me. Mr. Todd decided on the spot to transfer me to a rural store after I directly negotiated with him over a certain matter. And at that new location, my beautiful boss Samantha faced a crisis. Who are you? Samantha, my beautiful boss, was shocked as I saved her dramatically. And from here, an unexpected life unfolded before us. My name is Shane. My parents both worked, but since I had many siblings, as the eldest son, I supported the family by delivering newspapers when I was in the middle school and working part-time at a local fast food chain when in the high school. After finishing my part-time job, I would study at home, take care of my younger siblings, and go to bed late at night. Despite the busy days, I never felt it was a burden. Wow! I overslept. On days I couldn't wake up on time and overslept, my parents and siblings would let me sleep just long enough to not be late for school. And they'd prepare breakfast and even my lunchbox. If we earned more, you wouldn't have to work so hard. I'm sorry, Shane. This is the least we can do to support you, but we really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Shane. Thanks, Shane. My mom and siblings expressed their gratitude for my help with the household, but I was the one who felt grateful. It was because of my warm family that I could work hard. And while it felt like an exaggeration to be praised for doing what was expected as the eldest son, I appreciated having my family every day. Thank you very much for hiring me. After graduating high school, I got a job at the fast food restaurant where I worked part-time. Because of my experience having worked since high school, I quickly got promoted to a manager. However, problems arose right after my promotion. Managing older staff was challenging. He's so cocky for someone younger. We don't have to follow his instructions, right? He's younger than us. If you're going to ask someone to do something, you should be older. He's still in his 20s. They made these remarks loudly enough for me to hear, but I pretended not to notice. I understood why they felt that way. Even though I had worked since high school, they probably still saw me as inexperienced. Being a manager didn't mean I should be complacent. I had to bear with it until I earned everyone's respect. Determined, I used their criticism as motivation to excel as a manager. If there's anything I'm lacking, please tell me directly. I'll do whatever it takes. Yikes. What's with you all of a sudden? Sometimes, I approached my older subordinates trying to find out what my issues were. They were known for their constant sarcasm at work and were called Snarky 3. Kyle was the leader. He was surrounded by Ken and Tyler. As I interacted with them, my shortcomings became apparent. So, I think it would be better if we did it this way. But you always do it that way, right? Kyle means that might be good for us, but not for the customers. Hey, you're just taking notes, but are you really listening to us? Of course, I'm listening. Even though you're part-timers, your advice is like that of experienced managers. It's very helpful. Thank you so much. Hey! Are you praising us or mocking us? At first, they were quite surprised by my proactive approach. But seeing me seriously taking notes and listening, they eventually stopped making sarcastic remarks. Initially, they seemed unapproachable, but I discovered that they were not as mean-spirited as others had said. They listened and gave good advice. Good management requires more than just my own efforts. Support from others is essential. As a manager, I couldn't mess up. Bridging the gap with employees and listening to their advice was crucial. I saw their realistic advice as a positive thing and managed the store by valuing both customers and staff, gradually increasing sales. A few years later, I was promoted to area manager at a young age. Even here, other area managers, jealous of my rapid promotion, tried to undermine me by hiding meeting materials, but I didn't give up. No, it's more accurate to say that I was able not to give up. Because. So, how did the meeting go? You're young, so you were probably targeted and harassed, right? It can't be helped. I'm still inexperienced. They're jealous and attack you because they don't understand your humility. Yeah, but even you were like that at first, Kyle. Can you really say that? Shut up. You guys were the ones who agreed with me, so don't act all high and mighty. Though the conversation veered off and they were just chatting with each other, the snarky three now supports me from behind the scenes, which keeps me motivated. Thanks to these people, I could easily let go of the tough times. Even after becoming close with them, I didn't just favor them and listen to their suggestions out of bias. Their criticisms were realistic and helped improve the store, providing valuable insights. All I did as a manager was bring out their potential. I haven't yet been able to offer the kind of brilliant ideas and improvements they did. That's why I'm still inexperienced. To avoid just having a title, I need to keep learning from these people and grow. You were the only manager who listened to us. Really? Is that true? Yeah, it is. So, let's keep working hard for the store. Yes. Thank you for your support. You use formal language at work, but you don't have to during breaks. You're so dedicated and serious about your work, Shane. And so, over time, our relationship deepened beyond just manager and employees, becoming more like colleagues. However, one day, we never imagined that our bond and the efforts we put in would be taken away instantly. One day, Kyle was suddenly fired by the company. The reason was a fight with Mr. Todd during his store visit, leading to his immediate dismissal. Ken and Tyler, who stood up for Kyle, were also fired for the same reason. I couldn't process what had just happened, but before they left the store, I listened to Kyle and the others. Apparently, Mr. Todd looked down on them for being part-timers. But Kyle and the others provided excellent service to customers and worked as hard as full-time employees. Discriminating against them for being part-timers was wrong. Anger towards Mr. Todd welled up inside me. My body trembled with rage. Seeing me, Kyle remained calm, as if he understood. We each have our reasons for choosing part-time work. If that's denied, we can't stay here. That's too harsh. As your manager, it's my duty to protect you from unfair dismissal, even if it means opposing Mr. Todd. Shane. If you do that, you'll be fired too. I don't care. I said firmly. As a manager, I couldn't overlook my subordinates being unfairly dismissed. I will directly protest to Mr. Todd. With that, I immediately called Mr. Todd back to the meeting room and tried to convince him to take back Kyle and the others' dismissals. Do you plan to continue this method of firing part-timers based on personal preferences, keeping only yes-men around you? What do you know, kid? Decisions like that are made by me, the president. You should know who you are. Don't misunderstand your position as an area manager. Stunned by his harsh words, I lost my voice. Mr. Todd was completely unwilling to listen. You should be fired too, but there's a store that's short on staff, so it's convenient. Starting tomorrow, you'll be working there. Take this time to reflect on how you defied me. And so, because of my direct protest, I was transferred to a small, unpopular store as a regular employee. It was unbearable to think that this was Mr. Todd's way of not outright firing me. I lost my manager position that I had worked so hard to build, and I was assigned to work as a regular employee at the new location. I didn't regret standing up, but I couldn't protect Kyle and the others. I couldn't help but wish I had more power. When I told my family about the situation, they didn't blame me because it wasn't my fault. Even though my income would be lower than before, they were truly understanding and supportive. Feeling guilty yet incredibly grateful, I faced the next morning with resentment toward Mr. Todd and went to the store where I had been demoted. A woman who said she had been contacted by Mr. Todd welcomed me inside. Nice to meet you, Shane. I'm the manager, Samantha. Looking forward to working with you. Thank you. Nice to meet you too. At that store, the manager was a beautiful woman named Samantha. The staff at this store, where those demoted were gathered, were all unmotivated, but Samantha worked diligently. I wondered why Samantha had been demoted. She seemed to be well regarded and a great team leader, so why would someone like her be demoted? No, I shouldn't dwell on that. I should follow her example and work hard. I snapped back to reality, focused on my job, and returned to my duties. You're quite a fast worker. Seeing my work attitude, Samantha wondered why I was at this demotion store, but she had no way of knowing. As the busy days went by, Samantha began to speak to me more often. Here, this is for you. Thanks for your